And we're off.
Yes.
Another week. Welcome to this week's edition of Deals Revealed, the top restaurant news, sales listings, and franchise opportunities from We Sell Restaurants, the nation's largest restaurant brokerage firm. I'm Robin Gagnon.
Welcome. I'm Rob Morrison. We're bringing you the biggest news of the week. So, whether you're looking to buy, sell, or even join our brand as a franchisee, this is the place to be.
We're going to cover it all.
Mhm.
Oh, such a fun half hour. Restaurant news, sales listings, insider tips on what's moving in the market. Drop your questions in the comments and we will answer them live.
Yeah, if you're watching live, please say hello. Let us know where you're tuning in from. And if you're catching a replay, you can always type replay so we know that you stopped by.
All right, let's dive in. Want to know what's happening in the restaurant marketplace?
Always.
All right, here are the top insights of the week. First of all, McDonald's. They're testing AI drive-thrus again, but this time the stakes are a little higher.
Yeah, take a listen to this. McDonald's taking another shot at this AI-powered drive-through ordering. The company testing a new system called Arch IQ at select U.S. locations powered by Google technology. And according to reports, the system's already handled more than million transactions. Roughly 90% of those orders were completed without any human intervention.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wonder if they said, do fries come with that shade?
It's a pretty big leap from where restaurant technology was just a few years ago.
Yeah, so it's interesting because this isn't McDonald's first attempt. They actually ended this prior AI ordering partnership in 2024 because there were customer complaints about order accuracy. So this isn't a simple tech rollout. It's their second attempt to solve one of the biggest challenges in restaurants today: speed, consistency, labor efficiency. You want to achieve all of those without frustrating the customer.
Yeah, and let's be honest about it. Every restaurant operator watching this knows exactly why it matters. Labor always remains one of the largest expenses in this business. Drive-thrus account for a huge percentage of sales at many quick service brands. If AI can shave seconds off every transaction while reducing labor costs, big game changer. But if it gets orders wrong, they didn't want fries with that shake, then customers don't care how advanced that technology is.
So listen, the bigger lesson here isn't about McDonald's. It's about where the entire industry is heading. 5 years ago, restaurant tech was mostly online ordering. Today, it's AI ordering, predictive scheduling, inventory management, customer analytics. The operators who are learning how to use technology to support hospitality, they have the advantage. The ones who ignore it may find themselves competing against businesses that are simply more efficient.
All right. So another big brand, Chick-fil-A, is testing delivery without any third-party apps, right?
Ooh.
Yeah, a story that could have some major implications for all restaurants. Chick-fil-A is expanding tests of its own delivery service in select markets. So instead of relying entirely on DoorDash or Uber Eats or Grubhub, the company wants more control over the customer experience from start to finish.
Oh my goodness. And that's so critical. Delivery, biggest battleground, bar none, in the restaurant industry. The third party platforms, yes, they provide access to customers, but they come with big fees, less control over services, and get this, you don't own your own data. So brands have been pushing back against that trade-off for years.
Yeah. So what Chick-fil-A is testing is whether a major restaurant brand can bring more of that process back in-house. If they can maintain speed and quality and convenience while improving economics, other chains will definitely be paying close attention to that.
Right. So for independent restaurant owners, remember, customer relationships have value. Every time a customer orders direct from your website, loyalty program, or app, you own that relationship. But the more distance you place between you and your customer, the harder it becomes to build that long-term loyalty.
Yep. All right. So that's great stuff. More great stuff. Our top listings, we have 3 this week: Colorado, Rhode Island, and Alabama. Long-established Thai restaurant in Denver's south suburbs with a full liquor license and 6-figure owner benefit. Fully built-out turnkey restaurant in Johnston with the full bar ready for your concept. And a charming coffee shop in Mobile priced under $70,000. 3 states, 3 definite opportunities, and they have one thing in common.
Yeah, that's it. You know what it is? The heavy lifting is done. Equipment's in place. Kitchens are equipped. each one set up for the new owner to walk in and get to work. You're not starting from scratch, you're stepping into something already built.
All right, let's go to Colorado first. Littleton, Colorado. It's listing 39798. Allison Gregory is representing this one. It's listed at $450,000. The Thai restaurant we mentioned. It's been serving South Denver since 1994. More than 573,000 in annual sales, and documented owner benefit more than $150,000. Pretty big space, 2,300 square feet, 45 guests it seats, holds a full liquor license there, runs a trained team already in place. Hood, walk-ins, 5-walk station means a new owner can step in from day one. The lease runs through April 29 with extension options, and the location sits near Centennial, Lone Tree, and Highlands Ranch with strong code tenancy driving consistent traffic. So unsecured lending on this one, up to $500,000, is available for qualified buyers.
All right, now let's move on. We're going to listing 39666 in Johnston, Rhode Island, represented by Damian Santoro at $120,000. Great turnaround situation, fully built out, 2,000 square foot space, about 55 seats, full bar, always important. Kitchen loaded with equipment, including a 16-foot hood, walk-in cooler, fryers, commercial dishwasher, and more. Restaurant currently generating around $420,000 in annual sales, but that's unlimited hours. So you can expand service, add catering, delivery, refresh the concept, and move the needle quickly on this one. Skip the build-out costs, permitting delays, and inspection timelines. Let's bring your concept to Rhode Island and get open fast.
Sounds good. Now let's come back down south, Mobile, Alabama. It's listing 39579, and it's represented by Jay Chandler. And like we said, under $70,000 at $69,999. It's a coffee shop. Sits on a high traffic corridor with more than 9,000 vehicles passing daily. Pulls in right now $252,000 in annual sales, and the owner benefit is more than $65,000. 1,500 square foot space, 40 seats inside, 6 outside, and a cozy social setup, perfect for the morning commuter crowd and the weekend regulars. The equipment's in place there, has an espresso machine, commercial ice machine, display cooler, POS. Sellers retiring here, and training is included. Unsecured lending again on this one, up to $500,000. Keep the brand, bring your own. Either way, the bones are there for success.
All right, love it. Now let's move on. Six-figure earnings. Six-figure earnings in a Thai restaurant in Denver suburbs, fully equipped turnkey concept in Rhode Island, ready for your vision, a turnkey coffee shop in Mobile. 3 very different price points, but built to run from day one.
Yep, and all 3 live right now on WeSellRestaurants.com. You can get the complete package by hitting that button on your screen, or on those or any listing that catches your eye. Financials, the broker, the next steps, all just that one click away. So don't sit tight if they sound good.
All right, so Rob, let's talk about what sellers need to hear right now. So the market is sending a pretty clear message, but not everyone's reading it the same way.
Right.
You agree?
I do, Robin. The current business for sale market is showing 2 very different stories. Strong cash flowing businesses still attracting serious buyers, and strong valuations, of course, but restaurants with flat or declining performance are facing more selective buyers.
Yeah, so really, in plain language, if your restaurant's performing well, it's still a very good time to sell. If it's not, well, waiting may not improve your position.
Right, and that's the key. Buyers are active. They're more selective than ever. They want clean financials and verified cash flow. Documentation that can stand up to lender review. So if a seller can't show that clearly, the deal can go slow. It can slow all the way down before it ever really gets started.
And you know, that's why it's so important to have the right representation. While the broader restaurant acquisition market has seen some softness, seen that reported nationwide, We Sell Restaurants seeing a totally different story. Our certified restaurant brokers closed 15.5% more transactions in the same period last year, while overall restaurant acquisitions nationally declined. Tells us something important. Specialization, it matters. A national buyer network, that matters. And having a process built specifically for restaurant sales, makes a difference.
Yeah, we're always going the other way, which
Yes.
is up.
Up.
So if you've been waiting for the perfect time to sell, here's a reality. Buyers are in the market now. The deals are closing, are going to the sellers who are prepared for that. And that means clean records and realistic expectations and a professional guiding you through the entire process.
So reach out to We Sell Restaurants today at WeSellRestaurants.com. Find out what your restaurant is worth in today's market, and let's help you move toward the closing table while serious buyers are ready to act.
Okay, let's shift now to buyers. What are you seeing on that side of the table this week?
Okay, so the buyers, the ones winning deals right now have one thing in common. They are prepared, right? We're seeing strong demand for concepts with simple operations, lean overhead, and financials that are telling a clean story. So quick service, fast casual, still standing out, especially with those menus that travel well for takeout, smaller footprints, we talked about one of those earlier, and some streamlined kitchens.
Sure. And second generation spaces, very attractive right now. Buyers don't want to wait months and months over all those permits, the construction, the equipment, the whole build out thing. They want to walk into a space that has the hood and the grease trap and a walk-in cooler and a POS and all the infrastructure that's already there, ready to go. The mindset's simple. Get in, get open, and get operating now.
Okay, another big trend, beverage forward concepts starting to get a lot of attention. Coffee, tea, specialty drinks, and similar concepts that have strong repeat customer behavior, multiple day parts, and offer attractive margins. When a listing like that comes to market with verified numbers and a transferable lease, it can move quickly. Like Crumble just did that. They're adding these
It's
dirty.
like a drink.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah, they're adding it to every single location. So they're moving from just dessert into all these dirty sodas that everybody
Dirty
loves.
sodas. That's
Yeah.
exactly right. All right. So here's the bottom line for serious buyers this week. Best listings are not going to wait while you get ready. They're going to the buyer who's already understanding the financing and knowing what they can afford, what they can't, and can move quickly when the right opportunity appears.
So if you're serious about owning a restaurant in the next 6 to 12 months, start the conversation today. A certified restaurant broker at We Sell Restaurants can help you get financially pre-qualified, identify the right concept, and move with confidence when the right listing hits the market.
Yeah, and we have some wonderful examples of that this week, covering two closings from two different corners of Florida. They could not be more different on the surface. One's a 40-year-old legacy brand handing off to the next generation. The other, a nationally searched acquisition that finally found its match, both closed, and here's how.
All right, different markets, different sellers, different buyers, but what was the commonality? A certified restaurant broker who got the deal done.
Yep, so let's take a look at this one first. It was listing 27915 in West Palm Beach, Florida, closed by certified restaurant broker Ken Eisenband of our office in Broward and Palm Beach. The seller's been running this restaurant for nearly 40 years. Not a typo, 4 decades. Same concept, same customers, same community. Didn't have a distress story, he had a retirement story. Built something that lasted, and he was ready to hand it off to someone who could carry it forward.
And the buyer that came in was exactly that person, a trained culinary professional with a degree and industry knowledge that recognized what 40 years of local customers actually mean on a balance sheet. It was not someone, they weren't learning the business. This was someone ready to run it.
Yeah, and what makes it stand out even more is what happened after the closing. The seller committed to staying on as a paid consultant for 3 full months. That's not really standard. That's a
No.
seller who cared about what he built, wanted to make sure that the transition stuck, right? So Ken put together that deal, and he worked for both sides and then some.
All right, second featured listing, also Florida, listing number 10806 in Tallahassee, closed by the certified restaurant brokerage Holmes team in Tallahassee in Alabama. The seller founded this brand way back in 2007, grew it through franchising, survived a recession, relocated the flagship to a better spot on the main strip near Florida State University. By the time it hit the market, this was not just a restaurant for sale. It was a fully documented, operationally structured brand with programs, guidelines, and manuals built to run like a franchise.
The buyers had been searching nationally for exactly that. husband and wife relocated from New Jersey. Lots of folks doing that these days. Spent considerable time looking at franchise chains, kept coming back to the same criteria: structure, systems, and control over the brand's future. And this listing checked all their boxes.
Right, and get this, a built-in customer base because they were right across the street from Florida State. Late night dining concept, students already knew and loved that. Health conscious menu that fits where dining is heading, and more student housing going up in the surrounding area even as they were closing the deal. The Homes team matched the right buyers to the right business and closed it.
Yeah, well done. Two deals, one built on 4 decades of trust and a seller willing to stay invested through the transition, and one built on structure and systems and a buyer group that knew exactly what they were looking for. Both closed, both represent what it looks like when you have a certified restaurant broker in your corner who treats your transaction like it's the only one that matters, because it is. Visit WeSellRestaurants.com and connect with a certified restaurant broker near you. Your story could be next.
All right, so this year we are going to, this week we are going to talk about a proven earner and a blank canvas in our new listings, right? A Port Charlotte deli that's been feeding the neighborhood for years, and a Canton second generation space waiting for the right operator to put their name on it.
All right, no build outs, no guessing, no starting from scratch, just two businesses that already work in two markets that aren't slowing down at price points that actually make sense. So here's the first one. Neither one here, by the way, requires you to build anything. The kitchens
Good
are
news,
equipped.
right?
Right. The teams are in place. Both set up for a new owner, ready to step in and start running. So
I love it. No renovation projects. So first is listing 39552 in Port Charlotte, Florida, represented by Michael and Abby, a team down in the Tampa-St. Pete area, listed at $249,000. It's a counter service deli doing $600,000 in annual sales with a trained team of 8 people already in place. Open for breakfast and lunch only, Monday through Friday, 7 to 3, weekends, 7 to 2, so you keep your weekends.
yeah.
Space seats 55 inside, 4 outside, has a beer and wine license, and it sits in a visible, accessible location with ample parking, pulling from nearby offices, shops, and neighborhoods. Rent, really great for the marketplace, $3,800 a month with a lease through 2034. The seller is stepping away for health reasons, which means a hands-on owner has real room to grow through online ordering, delivery, and a catering push into medical offices and local businesses. Unsecured lending, love to hear that, always available for qualified buyers.
And we have some great resources there.
Yes.
They always come through for us. Next is listing 39782. It's in Canton, Georgia, represented by Paul Rogers, and it's listed at $165,000. Second generation restaurant space there, just under 2,000 square feet, high growth Cherokee County. The build out's done there and the equipment is there. It has a hood, fryer, Hobart dough mixer. Those things last forever.
Forever.
Display case, POS, digital menu board, even a stored delivery vehicle comes with this deal. The rent's only $2,500 a month and it goes through May 2028. You can bring a coffee bar or a bakery or a breakfast and lunch cafe. Quick, casual. It really is open up to your imagination. 9 employees already on staff there. So training's included. No alcohol model keeps operations nice and clean and simple, less licenses. This one qualifies for unsecured lending, like we keep mentioning, up to $500,000 for well-qualified buyers.
So get that then. A proven Port Charlotte deli with $600,000 in sales, low rent, and a lifestyle-friendly schedule, right? Leaving it 2 every day, $249,000. Turnkey Canton canvas, ready for your concept, at $165,000. 2 very different deals, both built to hand off and run.
Yeah, and both are live right now at WeSellRestaurants.com. So hit that Get Complete Package button on any listing that catches your eye. The financials, the broker, the next steps are just one click away. So don't sit on these if they interest you.
All right, so moving forward, the transaction is just part of the story.
Yep.
What sellers remember after the closing table is how they were treated along the way. So this week, we're hearing directly from 2 of those individuals.
Yep, two different markets, two different experiences, and one consistent thread running through both of them.
All right, first we're going to talk about Kim G. She worked with Ty and Jason out of We Sell Restaurants Northwest Arkansas and had this to say. I've had a great experience with this company. They are quick to return calls and always answer when I need assistance. Ty and Jason are consistently helpful, professional, and knowledgeable. It's refreshing to work with people who are honest, reliable, and genuinely care about their customers. I highly recommend them to anyone in the Bentonville and Rogers, Arkansas area looking for dependable service.
Yeah, that's great. And that area is blowing up too. We're so lucky to have them there. Quick to return calls, always available, honest and reliable. Not a complicated formula, but it's a rare one, unfortunately. When a client uses the word refreshing to describe working with a broker, really tells you everything about what the standard usually looks like and how far above it Ty and Jason are operating.
All right, and then from the North South Carolina market, Sandy Dobbs worked with Preston and had this to say. Preston was very knowledgeable, professional, and a great communicator throughout this process. I wish we had him when we bought our restaurant. I highly recommend We Sell Restaurants. Preston and his team handled everything for us, making the process so much easier.
Wow.
So we must have sold for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine that. I wish we had him when we bought our restaurant. That's a big one. That really says it all. Sandy didn't just walk away satisfied. She walked away wishing she had found We Sell Restaurants sooner. And that's the kind of broker experience that turns a first-time client into a lifelong advocate.
All right, two brokers, we just heard about it, two markets and two sellers. They felt supported, informed, genuinely taken care of from start to finish.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about the franchise opportunity here by joining We Sell Restaurants.
All right, so you're going to switch gears?
I'm going to switch it up. You know, we zig and zag.
Yes.
From week to week. So we're going to talk about, like I said, the franchise opportunity with us here. It's a person who loves the restaurant industry, understands hospitality, and wants to build a business with a better lifestyle.
You know, we talk about this, Rob, as the restaurant business with banker's hours because it gives people a way to stay connected to the restaurant world without the nights, weekends, and daily demands of operating a restaurant.
And it can be such a wonderful fit for a former restaurant owner or operator, executives, real estate professionals, right? We've seen that. And anyone who understands how restaurants work from the inside
out. I heard it, right?
Yeah, that's right. They all agree with us.
Everyone. We've got dogs barking who enjoy this so much. And we're seeing more and more opportunity in this space because restaurant owners need expert guidance when it's time to sell. It's a specialized industry, and that's why We Sell Restaurants exists.
Right. You're not just opening a brokerage business, you're joining a national brand that has systems and training, technology and marketing, buyer demand, and a proven process built specifically for these restaurant transactions.
And the timing is strong. As we continue to build relationships with restaurant owners, franchise systems, buyers, sellers, and referral partners across the country, our franchise partners are positioned to serve a very real need in their local marketplace.
Yeah, so if you're watching this and thinking, I love the restaurant industry, but I'm ready for something a little bit different, this could be exactly the opportunity that you've been looking for.
All right, so head directly to WeSellRestaurants.com/franchise. Learn more and see why we call it the restaurant business with banker's hours. We would love to talk with you.
All right. We've talked a lot about buyer activity, obviously, seller preparation, market trends. We Sell Restaurants is also making major progress in the franchise resale space. What are we seeing from different brands right now, Robin?
Yeah, so it's interesting because we're getting this tremendous interest from franchisors who want a smarter, more consistent way to support resale activity within their systems. These brands know that owners eventually need an exit strategy and they want that process handled professionally.
Sure, and that's where We Sell Restaurants can really help. Franchise resales, not just regular business sales, they are brand standards, buyer approval requirements, landlord approvals, financing consideration and transfer fees, training requirements, and continuity concerns.
Exactly. A resale has to protect the seller, qualify the buyer, support the franchisor, keep that location moving forward. So that's why more brands are looking for a structured resale solution instead of leaving their owners try to figure this out on their own.
Yeah, and We Sell Restaurants brings a turnkey process to that conversation. Our certified restaurant brokers understand restaurant financials, buyer qualification, lending, landlord negotiations, franchise transfer requirements, and the importance of protecting the brand through all of that.
That's a lot,
It
too,
is.
right? You had a mouthful there. And for
Yeah.
franchisors, that really matters, though, because they're about systems. A well managed resale program keeps locations open, preserves unit count, supports brand continuity, and helps franchisees exit the right way. It also takes pressure off the internal development team so they can stay focused on the future growth.
Yeah, and we continue to have conversations with franchise systems all across the country about how We Sell Restaurants can support their resale strategy and create a better experience for their operators.
So if you're a brand leader ready to strengthen your resale strategy, visit WeSellRestaurants.com. Click in the top right corner where it says for franchisors for more.
That can't be it.
Yes!
Is that right?
Yes, this wraps up the week's top sales, listings, and franchise opportunities. So if you're buying, selling, or exploring a career in restaurant brokerage, we're going to help you.
Yep. Great deals always move quickly, so click the link in the comments or visit WeSellRestaurants.com to learn more.
If you enjoyed today's show, hit that thumbs up button. Share it with someone interested in restaurant ownership.
Yep. Follow our page so you never miss a new listing. We'll be back next Friday with more updates.
Have a great weekend, and I bet you do have a great weekend if you're Elon Musk because SpaceX
right.
IPO is launching this week.
Yep.
And remember, our name says it all. We're not out there selling SpaceX, but we do sell restaurants.